He was my rookie. A lot of times when you're the assistant, you get a lot of the rookie meetings, like you get the extra work, the extra time. My first year here, we had a lot of extra time together, and we honestly came up together, and we kind of developed. So year 3 with him, and he's already a leader, born leader, relentless. I was just as shocked as anybody when we traded up for him. And at the time we traded up and got this guy, I just had a feeling he's gonna be very special.
Welcome in. It is the Tuesday, December 2 edition of the NFL Spotlight Show. I am your host, Ari Meirov. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, and Week 13 of the NFL season has officially wrapped up. We are on to Week 14. If you have not looked at the Week 14 schedule yet, it is absolutely incredible. So many great games, so many impactful games. First place on the line, wild card spots on the line, a lot of stuff going on going into Week 14. And one of those matchups is Sunday Night Football when the Chiefs take on the Texans. And of course, it is a Tuesday here on the show, which means we have a special spotlight guest, and we're going to have a guest from one of those teams. Today, joining us here on the show, it is the Houston Texans defensive line coach, Wright. And of course, if you've been following football the entire season, but you've been watching some of the best defenses in football, the Texans are right there. And Wright, he runs the defensive line room with Will Henderson, with Danielle Hunter, with Sheldon Rankins, with Tim Settle, with all these great players. They're veterans, young guys, emerging players, and they've been one of the very best defenses in football. They won 4 straight games, really on the backs of that defense. Head coach DeMeco Ryans, of course, is a defensive-minded head coach as well. Matt Burke, defensive coordinator, is incredible, but there are more people on that staff who deserve credit, and we know the NFL Spotlight Show. We love spotlighting people who deserve more recognition, and Wright, the defensive line coach in Houston, is definitely one of them. So here it is, my full discussion with the Texan defensive line coach, Wright. Joining us today here on NFL Spotlight, he is the defensive line coach for one of the very best defensive lines in the NFL. In his 3rd year with the organization, a former player himself from the Houston Texans, it is Wright. Rod, how are you?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And congratulations so far on how this season has been going, the turnaround. And on the show, NFL Spotlight, we love talking about people's career paths, their journeys, how they got to where they are. But before I get to that, I just want to ask you about this season. Take me back to week 4 when you guys are 0-3 and how everybody kept their head up, and now here you are with your head above water.
Well, it really takes me back to year 1. We got off real shaky the first season, and honestly, the foundation that our head coach has built with the Swarm culture and just how we go to work every single day, it starts at the top. It was really no different this year. We were close against a great LA Rams team who've been playing phenomenal. Tampa Bay came down to the last series, and then as well with Jacksonville, game 2, 3 games that we felt that in the end we had a chance to win if we just finished. So nobody panicked, coaches, players. We really believe in the process here. We really believe in putting in the work, and you'll see results on Sunday. And honestly, that's how we were able to get back into the picture in this current day.
It's definitely been really fun to watch, especially the defensive line, the group that you are running there. And I just want to ask you, you as a former player who played at Texas from 02 to 05, you won the national championship over USC in that iconic game, which will never be forgotten. Just having played a little bit in the NFL, did you ever think of yourself as somebody who wants to be a coach? How did all of this unfold for you where you're doing this as your career?
That's a great question. Honestly, I thought I'd be a high school coach. When I was playing, I remember watching coaches teach players and put us in positions to reach our dreams, and that was something that I saw as a player that I thought would be cool. I thought I'd be in the NFL for 10 plus years and then retire on my own terms and then go into coaching high school football in Houston and mentoring guys and helping guys reach their goals. And the NFL ended my career way before I thought it would end. So went back to college at Texas under Coach Mac Brown, got on staff there, and that kind of started my college coaching career. And I felt like I still had a lot of gas in the tank since I was done way earlier than I thought. So I was like, hey, man, like I want to be on a competitive level. And then I want to say a few years into my college coaching career, I took an internship to the Seahawks. I took an internship with the 49ers. That's where I met Coach. And that kind of really, really sparked my interest in the NFL. I felt like my NFL career was nothing close to the way I wanted it to be. So I wanted to get back on this level, and kind of my motivation is, hey, this time on the other side as a coach, I want to bring that same intensity, same mindset that I had as a player, and some more, because I felt there's some regrets as a player that, hey, I could have been better in a lot of ways, and I try to bring that into the coaching life that I have here, and that's kind of where all this unfolded.
So you mentioned like all the college coaching. You mentioned the internship with Seattle, of San Francisco. How did you meet Coach DeMeco Ryans, and how did the opportunity to end up in Houston a few years ago come about? And did you want to make the jump to the NFL?
So honestly, with Coach Meek, Coach Lyons, because he was a Houston Texan and I'm from Houston, I kind of already knew who he was. We actually came out at the same time in college. He was on a lot of the All-American teams that I was on. And so I knew who he was and was very familiar with him. So when we met on the internship, I mean, he was just a defensive assistant at the time. And so we kind of met there, and, never know who you're going to, down the road, going to end up working with. So as he started rising in the ranks, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, like I never got that guy's number, man. I should have got his number. And through me rising in the college world and him rising in the NFL world, man, honestly, it's a God. It's a grace of God that once he got this job, the D-line assistant job came open, and a couple months later, I look back and I'm like, man, he still didn't fill that position. And I was able to get in contact with him, and he responded back with a text and an opportunity. And I mean, honestly, the rest is history. But I really can't tell you that we talked much after I had the internship. I just think, man, God put us on the path together, and here we are.
Well, when you got to Houston, that was the same year where DeMeco and Nick gave you a beautiful present of Will Anderson Jr.
Yes,
being
absolutely.
drafted at number 3 overall. Currently in the NFL, he has a sack in each of the last 6 games. He leads the NFL in pressures on third down with 34. He seems to be a very vocal guy, a big energy guy, relentless. Just what has it been coming to the NFL as a coach and having Will with you and seeing his growth into one of the very best pass rushers in the NFL?
Well, it's kind of funny, man, because we both see ourselves coming in the league together as rookies. Like, he was my rookie coming in, and a lot of times when you're the assistant, you get a lot of the rookie meetings. Like, you get the extra work, the extra time. So my first year here, we had a lot of extra time together, and kind of learn the system together of our defense. Obviously learn the culture and how DeMeco runs the program, and we honestly came up together, and we kind of developing at the same time. So year 3 with him, and he's already a leader, born leader. He's already relentless. Like, a lot of what he already was, we're just enhancing here as an organization. I mean, I was just as shocked as anybody when we traded up for him. And at the time when I knew we traded up and got this guy, I just had a feeling he's gonna be very special. And obviously he's lived up and passed all of my expectations. And he's just a great person and great player to coach.
I mean, he has been incredible, and obviously seeing him grow. I mean, that draft alone was a franchise changer for the Houston Texans. But a
Absolutely.
year later, you get another great gift with his team signing Danielle Hunter in free agency. And to me, this is the NFL Spotlight Show. We love spotlighting people who deserve more recognition. I think Danielle has been one of the most underappreciated players in this league
Absolutely.
for the last 10 years. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you ask a fan how many sacks he has in his career, they would not guess 110 and a half. What he
Yeah.
has done is unbelievable. Just what has it been to have him in the locker room, in the room, and just the lead by example that he is. I don't think he's more rah-rah like other people, but people watch him and they learn a lot from him.
Well, Danielle, when we had the opportunity to get him here, we really watched his film, and he had like 16 and a half sacks, I believe, and just very consistent in the run game, very consistent as a pass rusher. No matter what happens, he's going to get to the quarterback consistently, and he's somebody that is not flashy at all. He's not on social media. He's not, doing podcasts. No disrespect to anybody doing that. Man, he just loves to play ball and lift weights. I mean, you can look at him. I mean, he literally looks like a bodybuilder, and he takes care of his body extremely well. And man, he is a physical specimen who loves the game of football. So I mean, him and Will complement each other extremely well. Will is more vocal, and D Hunt, I mean, he leads by example. I mean, like the end of practice today, I mean, he has a pass rush deal we do with the entire group. And I just tell them, man, take those guys and go to work. And they follow his lead. There's a lot of things we do that it's really led by him. And I think the biggest thing is he's underrated because he doesn't do all the other stuff. If he had a podcast or if he was on a couple commercials or something, and I mean, he honestly would be more out there. But we like it this way. I mean, that's kind of our culture. I mean, we just work. At the end of the day, like when it came down, like you asked the question earlier, hey, we're 0-3, like we're gonna just work, we're gonna trust the process, and the results are gonna take care of themselves on Sunday. That's truly what the deal is. He's gonna work every single day. Can't remember the last time he missed a practice, even as a veteran, 31 years old, I believe. The guy never missed practice. He wants to work, and when the offense is going, we're on the side getting extra working. You have to kind of tell him, hey man, we're gonna rest today, and that's just how he is. And he leads by example. And if young guys see that, a guy like that has 100 and plus sacks, and you don't have to say anything. You see this guy, the work he's put in shows up on Sunday. That kind of sets the pace for our culture.
Hey guys, it's Ari here, and I'm excited to tell you that NFL Spotlight is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook this NFL season. And here on the show, we are here to give you an edge on your bets. And if you're a new customer, sign up today at FanDuel. If your first $5 wager hits, you're going to get $150 in bonus bets when you sign up at FanDuel.com/33rd.
And if you haven't signed up yet, I really don't know what you're doing, because everything that's going on right now with the FanDuel app is pretty awesome. That bonus bets, that allow you to go out there. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style is, FanDuel's got you covered. So, we got NFL action going on. We got NBA action. There's a whole lot of good stuff going on. So what are you waiting for?
Head over to FanDuel.com/33rd and sign up to get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 wager hits. Week 14, there are so many great games. We're going to pick the Thursday night game, but Ben, there are endless options of some doozy matchups out there.
Yeah, I mean, for as much as we talked about the slate on the weekend not being super great after Thanksgiving, it's going to be the opposite this weekend. There's a whole lot of things that we need to be keeping an eye on. But before we get to all those games, we do have to be talking about what's going on in that Thursday night football game that became really interesting over this last week with those Thursday night football or those Thanksgiving games, because we have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Detroit to take on the Lions, who are 3-point favorites at home. Whole lot riding on this one here, Ari. So what are you looking for? Do you think that they're going to be able to cover? Where's your head at?
Yeah, I mean, Dallas has been one of the more fun teams here in the NFL the last several weeks. They go into Detroit. Both these teams are playing back-to-back Thursday games, which the NFL has done a bit of a trend of here lately after Thanksgiving over recent years. And I'm going to go with Dallas covering the three. They're getting 3 points here to go into Detroit and keep the momentum going. Something just has felt a little bit off with the Lions. I'm not sure what it is. Is it the offensive play calling? Is it the injuries? I'm not sure what it is, but this Dallas team, it's really fun. They're really, really, the togetherness and the camaraderie, it kind of gives you the vibes of what the Lions were last year and 2 years ago, with how everyone has come together. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys to keep their season alive, get this pivotal win in the NFC, and improve to 7-5-1. Right? That's right. I don't have them just covering. I have them outright going into Detroit and winning this game. So that's my pick here for this week.
I love it. So make sure you guys jump in on the action at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
There's one other veteran who came in, and I feel like a lot of people wrote him off because he left Houston, went to a different team. That is Sheldon Rankins, and I've heard a lot of people talk about him as a football coach on the field. His football IQ is through the roof. Like, what has his impact been on that defensive line as well?
Well, that's another guy who was a leader. He was a leader here in 2023, and obviously now we really lean on him as a leader in our room and on our defense. Very, very smart, great person. I remember in 2023, we were going through a time where it was kind of make or break, and our coach had to talk to the team back then, and I still remember the words he said that got us back on track and going. And with him in the room, 0-3, no, there was no panic. I mean, when you have guys who have played and won playoff games, who's been in our system, there's no panic. We really, really lean on the work that we do. And Sheldon's a guy that's just, when he's on the field, it's like having another coach. Him and Will have a relationship on and off the field. They play well together. And inside, all those inside guys, Sheldon's been in this system for a while now. So he's somebody that, with those D tackles, he's helping us coaches with techniques and certain things and how we do it. I mean, those guys are priceless to have.
Now, I want to go back to the coaching staff here because you started off as an assistant defensive line coach. Now you're the defensive line coach. The current assistant defensive line coach is Frank Okam, who you played with at Texas. Do you guys ever just reminisce on how cool that is that both of you are back together now in the coaching ranks? Just that whole idea of it, that you're back in the state coaching together a defensive line room.
Man, it is one of those things that you kind of, you have buddies or people that you know in the business that are coaching. You know, you obviously have guys like, man, if we got a chance to work together, that would be outstanding. And again, by the grace of God, to be able to have him as a D-line assistant, a guy who has had multiple rooms in the NFL as the lead guy, and the fact that he was a former player here, the Texans, I mean, it's just a slam dunk. A guy that's really smart, a guy that's played in the position that he's coaching. I mean, it's hard to pass up an opportunity to bring a guy in here like that. And we're so locked in on getting these guys to be their best every Sunday in and out, that we really don't kind of reminisce on it. We really just are locked in on getting this group to be their best. And I think sometime after the season, maybe we'll look back. But I think with him and the talent we have in our room, man, we're just so locked in on the process every day, and so we can be our best on Sundays, and that's kind of where we're at. And like I said, after the season, we may look back and we'll talk about it, but we're just kind of in the moment right now, just really, really riding the wave.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cool story, though. And whenever you guys do want to reminisce on it, I think it's just a story you don't really hear much in the NFL of two
Absolutely.
players who played together and now coaching together. It's pretty cool. Last couple of things here before I wrap this up. I think I'll be remiss if I don't ask about the secondary. Just having a secondary like that behind the defensive line with so many studs, from Derek to Jalen to Lassiter, just how much easier does it make your life knowing that there's those studs in the background on the defensive line?
Well, here we always talk about rush and coverage. Coach Magberg does a great job of, when we're in there as a defense together, highlighting the coverage that allowed the D-line's rush to get home. and vice versa, showing and highlighting the D-line's rush and how that helps the coverage. Like, you don't have to cover long because we're not gonna allow the quarterback that much time, which is our goal. And you don't have to. We're gonna be able to get home because he's not gonna have a lot of options to throw to. So that defensive backfield we have, the corners we have, man, it's great to watch. And our coaching staff, they work really well together, get those guys in a position to make plays in the passing game. And as you saw, Kamari on fourth and one last week, I mean, he'll come down and hit you as well. Well, it's Petrie, Caleb being a ball hawk on the back end. I mean, we have a group of guys in the back end, man. They're just like, honestly, every one of them is almost like Danielle. Like, they, outside of Kamari, he does do some talking, but Sting just comes to work. I mean, I've been here 3 years, and me and him haven't talked much other than hello, what's up, how you doing, and just going to work. And that's just the culture we have here. And I know everybody talks about culture and all of that good stuff, but like, that's something we really hang our hats on is going to work. Like, anytime we out here, let's be intentional about what we're doing, and that's going to show up on Sunday. And I tip my hat off. It's a beautiful thing when we're rushing the way we are, and then on the back end, they're covering the way they are. And shout out to the linebackers too, just in case they're watching this. They do a great job also in the rush. When they come, they rush as well and they cover. So just the entire group on defense, man, we're really trying to do our jobs the best that we can. And the coaching staff, we're trying to just put these guys and this talent in position to do it.
Last thing here before I wrap this up, and I really appreciate all the time you've given us here today. This is the NFL Spotlight Show. We love spotlighting people that deserve more recognition. You could pick anybody, a player, a coach, an executive. Who is somebody that we should target to get on this show in the future?
Well, we kind of already talked about him. Frank Okam, my assistant. When people are asking about him, our relationship is our relationship, but we don't bring people, and when I say we, starting with our head coach, we don't bring people in here if they don't deserve it. Like, it's that simple. The interview process, and then the way when you get in here, you becoming a part of what we do here with the Houston Texans is critical. But we're not like everybody else. We're gonna work. We're gonna be intentional. The culture is very demanding. The standard is very high. And if you don't bring it every single day, as a coach, as a player, you're probably not going to fit in here. So the way Frank has come in here as a coach that has already been a part of a couple different coaching staffs to come in here, learn this system, and coach our guys, the defensive line, we got some dogs in there. And, like, you have to be tough. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to bring it every day. Because if you don't, you're going to get called out. Like, I tell those guys, call me out, because I'm definitely going to call you out if you're not bringing it. And so as a coach, he's somebody that I feel like should be highlighted in the job he's done here, and adapting to the way we do it, our swarm culture. And like I said, coaching those dogs in the room. We have some veterans that have done it for a long time. And then we got some young guys who are eager to get out there. So from top to bottom, our D-line room, those guys make our job easy because they work. And at the end of the day, we have a high standard, and that's just the way it is from the top down. So I would highlight him and the job he's doing. And the job is not done, not even close to done yet. So we just got to do it every single day, every week.
It shows up every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whenever you guys are playing. It's one of the very best defenses in the NFL, if not the very best defense. So kudos to you, kudos to the entire staff and all the players, of course. But Rod, I want to thank you for coming on here, talking about your career, your journey, and of course, this Houston Texans team, the defense, the players, and everything that has been so impressive to follow and watch. Continued success to you, to the players, and we'll be rooting for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey guys, Ari here to tell you that we are so excited to be working with our friends over at Root Insurance. Root Insurance believes that good drivers deserve better rates. So They have created a new kind of car insurance that rewards good drivers in an easy-to-use app. It is really simple. While you're driving, they gather and analyze data from your smartphone sensors. After just a few weeks, you will get a car insurance quote based primarily on your driving.
Yeah, and you can even test it out before you switch. It helps you get the perfect way of knowing a little bit better as to what you might be paying based on your driving, which honestly, we all could use a little bit of feedback. So, the Root app, though, it's great beyond just being able to help coach you up on what you should and shouldn't be doing on the road. Its app is super easy to make it easy to edit your coverage, update your policy, or file a claim in just a few minutes.
Get started today by visiting root.com, ROOT.com. Learn how you can save for good driving. Special thanks to Houston Texans defensive line coach Rod Wright for being our special spotlight guest of the week. Really enjoyed that conversation. Before the season started, we mentioned here on the show, I want to get more position coaches on the show because those are the guys who really don't get talked about enough. We know about the head coaches. We know about the offensive coordinators. We know about the defensive coordinators. But those position coaches, they have endless work. They're in the office from morning to night and, of course, in meetings on the practice field and all of that. And Rod Wright has done a tremendous job down there in Houston for a team that started 0-3, not because of the defense, but started 0-3, and they've been able to get their head above water. They are 7-5 on the year. They just beat the Colts. They have a big win over Buffalo a couple weeks ago in primetime. They have been outstanding, and back on primetime here this week on Sunday Night Football versus the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. That could be a game that the loser is probably out of the AFC playoff picture. That's how intense this game is going to be on Sunday Night Football. And I guarantee you, Rod and all of his players with Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter and everybody else, they're going to be trying to get after Patrick Mahomes the same way they did Josh Allen a couple of weeks ago. As always, if you have any ideas, any guest ideas of who to get on the show, the spotlight, player, coach, executive, whoever it is, let me know in the comments on YouTube. Let me know in my DMs on X. I'll take a look at it if it makes sense. If it does, I'll reach out to the people who need to know about it, and we'll get them here on the show. But that will do it here for our Tuesday, December 2 edition of the show. We will be going live on my X page on Wednesday, tomorrow, talking more NFL. We've been going live over here the last couple of weeks. That is going to continue to happen every single Wednesday. So if you want to hear it early, go check it out on my X page. If not, you will get that episode on your podcast feeds and on YouTube on Thursday morning. We will see you all then.